Hello, everybody. It's us. We're here.
Hi.
It's the Paper Dungeon. I am Aaron. This is my wonderful guest Lydia with table scraps today. Some tibble scrimps.
Some table
Um,
scripts.
this is the show that we run on Thursdays to talk about the show that we run on Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I have obligatory plugs, and I'm just gonna blitz them. Social medias: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. They're there. Eventually, we'll have more stuff on them. We're working on it. Might even have some fancy stuff coming in the future. Some pretty cool stuff that you're really going to want to look on the Instagram for. It's going to be pretty sweet. We also have a website with a store on it. www.thepaperdungeon.com. Don't click on the link in chat because we still haven't fixed the E in Dungan. Lydia also has a store. She sells super cool merch on it with her art and pillows and shirts and not notebooks, but all sorts of other things.
It's been so long, Aaron. You need to let it go.
No, it's never. Because I still have the notebook, and I will have it forever, and no one else ever will. Also, if you want to support us, you can do that. We have a whole lot of different ways to do that. We have a Streamlabs donation, we have a Patreon, we have a Ko-Fi, we have a subscription button that you can smash and leave a comment down below. And, you know, hey, easiest thing you could do, show up to stream, tell a friend that you hopefully have. I hope you have friends. I do. And if not, go find some. They're good. They're good for your health. Yeah, that's some things you can do. It's really awesome. Man, stuff to talk about today. Oh, join our Discord if you aren't. I don't know if I already said that, but you should do that.
You did.
Maz,
That's kind of the big one.
Maz, I was running off of your stuff. You forgot the Discord? How could you? Yeah, you should join our Discord. It's really awesome. We hang out in there all the time. We play games. We talk to people. Like, it's great. It's awesome. Have some really sick art. Art, baby.
You got so deep for that.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to get deep today, Lydia.
Okay.
Existential crisis. That's what I'm here for.
Okay.
To cause one, not to fix it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we played Dungeons and Dragons this past Monday. You were there.
I was
there.
You were.
Drew was there. He's not here, but he would say that I was as well.
He's not.
It was a game.
It was a really good game.
I'm glad that you enjoyed it. It was a little weird. Because I DM'd. I was the dungeon master of the past Monday, and we DM'd a game in my homebrew world that I started years ago, many years ago. And Drew was a player in the original, and he got to reprise his role. And Lydia, obviously, because I met you 2 years ago, was not in the original, but you got to play a role in that world story, and it was a little weird, I think. Like, if I was a viewer, I would think it was a little weird, because it was basically like you decided to pick up a book and read the last chapter because all of the other pages were ripped out. So there was a lot of references that you're like, I don't know what this is. I don't know who that person is. What's going on? Why does this elf sound vaguely Spanish?
It felt more like an epilogue. It didn't feel necessarily like you just tore out you're just getting the last time, because like you had. It was like its own story kind of thing going on, but you could tell there was more to it and there was more history to it, but you just didn't have it.
Well, I tried to make it so it wasn't as completely blindsiding as possible. Also, another one of my fantastic players from the original game in the chat right now, Mickey Joe CGR. He streams on Twitch. You should go follow him. He's really cool. You're welcome for the plug. But yeah, it was. I had a lot of fun DMing it. I'm glad to have finally finished the story, because it's been a thing that's been running in my mind for like 6 years now or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so now I kind of know how it ends, and I have the option of if I ever want to return to that world or have the ability to, a new kind of era to enter into. And I want to know, and this, for those of you who watched it, be you a a person completely new to the world of Marith, or if you've been in my games before, and this goes out to you, Lydia, as well. What are some things that you like wanted to know more about? Because let me tell you, I can explain them. It can be pretty much anything, honestly. I mean, it's gonna be real awkward when you're like, I don't know.
I mean, it is kind of that answer just because there is so much. It's like I don't know where to like start on what to know about, especially knowing like the other stories that you've told me about this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm really interested in like the Pantheon.
Ah, the Pantheon. Now, I can explain the Pantheon. Do you want to know more about the full Pantheon, like before the gods left? Or do you want to know about the current Pantheon in that one shot?
Like the ones in that one shot.
Ah, so there was only 2 gods that were seen in that one shot. I have to explain a little bit of the past. So the world had a very traditional pantheon at one point in time. And then a whole bunch of stuff happened. Eventually the gods decided that they didn't want to deal with this world. But not all of them. There was a big fight between the gods as to whether or not they should stay or go. The whole song played. They're like, oh, should I stay or should I go? And that's the anthem of the Second Age, pretty much. Some of the gods who wanted to leave won, and the gods who wanted to stay either were killed or imprisoned. So some of those gods that had been imprisoned were found over the course of the original campaign, specifically Salos, the god that your character knew. And there was another one that had been discovered but never named, who was a trickster god, who I briefly mentioned in the campaign, that in the one shot that we just played. And then there was Kelthin. Kelthin was a neutral party in the war, who was the god of the abandoned, god of the homeless, vagrants, thieves, pretty much the god that if you didn't have anyone else, you had Kelthin. And so when the gods abandoned everyone, and all of the mortal people became abandoned, Kelthin stayed, as much as he really kind of didn't want to, which was expanded upon a little bit in the one-shot. And that's the Pantheon. Kelthin, god of the abandoned. Salos was the goddess of the sun, of rebirth, of life and death, of growing things. So she would have been suitable for druids, rangers, life clerics, grave clerics, kind of in that area of influence. And then the trickster god was never fully expanded upon, but you can kind of get his shtick. But yeah, is there anything specifically about any of them you would like to know?
I just thought they were cool. I just liked them.
I thought that they were pretty cool too. Poor Kelthin, right?
Poor Kelthin.
Kelthin's like, look, I don't want to be here, but I had to be here because it was the right thing to do, and I've been in incredible pain for the past 600 years.
Dude, when he was like, you're pretty strong, you could probably do it. I'm just like, okay.
This is the clearest hook I've ever seen. I'm in.
It's like, I know what to do here.
The best part is like, that wasn't even a me telling you to do that. That was a Kelthin just being like, oh, you look pretty strong. He's just like old and a little bit crazy from pain. So he's like, oh, you look like a strapping young lass. You look like you could do a whole bunch of stuff.
He's like, on it. Let's go.
Yeah, and then, oh my god. So, Drew, playing his character Zavaden, before the game, he was like, hey, Aaron, I only have 90 health. So, this is the thing that actually, what was not a limitation for you, but I gave to my players in the original campaign. They had to use point buy
Mm.
So there was no rolling for stats. So all of them had very normal stat arrays.
Mm-hmm.
So like Drew had pretty good dex, a little bit less good wisdom, and then pretty much neutral across the board.
Mm-hmm.
And so poor Drew with 90 health, I'm like, oh man, you're gonna get roasted. You're gonna get roasted.
Literally. Literally.
It was great. Um, Deforestation asked the question, what is the culinary situation in your world? Best restaurant, what do they serve? Culinary situation in this world is if you get to eat, you're lucky. There's a couple of cities where that is a little bit different, but I can tell you that the only named restaurant slash inn slash tavern that they ever stayed at, because most of the time they were running for their lives, was a little shady joint called the Weevil. The Musty Weevil. That was the name of the bar. I have it written down. It's the only location that still has a name in the books that I have. So there's probably a better restaurant in the Gleaming City, if that city is still functioning, which I don't think it is. But at one point in time, there was a pretty alright one. Oh man, what would have happened if the rift had been sealed and Zvade had used his bow to seal it? Things would have been the same but different. So everyone still dies. It's the end of the world at that point in time was just unavoidable. Now the difference is that Brer, who was at one point in time played by Ryan Ureta, a previous cast member on this show, would have killed Kelthan and then had... I don't even know what he would have done at that point in time. I hadn't gotten that far in my brain. Things would not have been good. I can tell you that much. The outcome that we ended up with was some people survive into the next world, whatever that entails. With Brer at the helm and no one really controlling that destiny, I don't know if anyone survive. I don't even know if Brer lives into the next stage at that point in time. Might have just ended up locked in heaven, and the planet would have just become a ball of rock floating through space with nothing alive on it. So that's a definite possibility. Sarah still would have died.
Yeah.
Just with everyone else instead of in heaven.
I was like, I don't even know how I felt about it, but like, Drew just not recognizing that Sierra had just died.
Yeah.
Just didn't think about it.
Yeah. Look, had a lot of things on his mind.
Look, there was a lot going on. She was there for a day. Look, whatever.
By the way, I think you did a fantastic job of, first of all, playing your character. Second of all, playing a character jumping into a game that has been running 4 years. And then just being like, I'm here for a day.
Yeah.
That's tough, dog. That's rough.
Well, and I really wanted to just, I really tried to just play her to be a support for Drew, because I was like, this is an ending for Drew. This is an ending for Drew and Aaron. Like, I'm just here to help aid in the story, so it's not a like solo thing. So I was very much trying to just let him lead everything, and
I think you did a very good job. Also, you're the only one conscious for the majority of the combat, so did a great job there. Poor Drew. I'm like, Drew probably has like a +1 to con, right? He did not. He did not have a +1. I thought even with like 90 health, I thought that was like around a +1 at like level. I was wrong. I was very wrong.
Yeah.
So like some of the saves, the saving throw for the fire was a 21, which I'm pretty sure Drew had a +0, so it was literally impossible for him to succeed at.
No.
Yeah, it was. That's rough, buddy.
Well, and I really enjoyed playing as Zella Barbarian. That was really fun.
I'm so glad because I think they're awesome.
That was so fun. And it was I had to strategize because I gotta find
With the
where yeah.
canceling your rage and then restarting it,
Yeah.
just fantastic.
I was like, okay. Because I think at that point I think 5 turns left on that rage, and there was like 4 pillars to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, that gives me like one.
Yep.
Like one chance, like that
So
gives me like
if
one
if
buffer
you mess up
period.
twice, you're in trouble.
Yeah. So I was like, let me restart.
Yep.
And then
you're gonna reset the combo, let the combo drop, and then start, so you have no damage taken off. You know, like you dropped your rage, and I was like, I didn't see this coming.
And I'm like, hold on.
I don't know what's going on here.
It's like I forgot what I was raging about. Okay, I figured it out. Let's
it's like when you're super angry and you go to sleep, and then in the morning you wake up and you're like, I was angry about something last night. What was it? Oh, well, I remember.
And the other thing I was trying to do a lot with the combat was, especially since Drew kept going down, was I didn't want to fight Brer.
Yeah.
Was I was like, Brer is for Drew to fight. I'm just going to try to get these pillars out because that's my strength thing. So that's what I was trying to focus on.
I noticed that, and I really believed that in like 6 rolls, Drew would roll a 19 or a 20.
I know, right?
And he just never did. I'm like, all right, we got to get you back in
really
the fight, buddy. We just got to get you back up in there. And then he woke back up, did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Like, whew, that was toasty. And yeah. And then you managed to crit twice, pulling pillars out of Kelvin, which was phenomenal. Yeah, I love, and also I had not even considered in my mind how good of a fit Zealot Barbarian is for the god, like Selos the god.
Mm-hmm.
Like my knowledge of Selos being the one who created her, I was like, oh man, yeah, a Zealot Barbarian of Selos, that makes sense. And I was like, oh shoot, no, dog, like that's literally Selos. Is one of the stories, my players may remember this, when I was explaining Selos to them and kind of who she was in the previous ages, was there was a city made of people who were like zealots for Selos. Like they're basically the oh geez, who are the people in 300? The like, oh, chat, help me out. Who are the Spartans? They're basically Selos Spartans. And one of the things that they would do is they just had a completely open, incredibly attackable city. Like they had no walls, no defenses. And they had built it in a specific way that if they were ever invaded, they would just like leave the city and then burn it to the ground and collapse it inwards to wipe out whoever was attacking them, and then just rebuild it from the ground up. Like that was a very common like thing for them, is it was just like, I mean, we're the god of Selos, the goddess of rebirth. One city gets destroyed, we just build another one. Like, you can't fully kill us. And that is like the most zealot behavior I've ever seen, where it's just like, I have been stabbed 30 times. I don't care. I have already died. And what matters is that you are not dead, and I'm going to change that.
Yeah, I loved that. I love that it's like, yeah, you may have killed me, but I'm not done raging yet.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm too literally...
Like, I'm too angry to die right now.
Person too angry to die. It's just fantastic. I love the aesthetic of it. I think that not enough gods or religions have a dandelion as their like religious flower.
Well, and I just loved that.
I think that's so cool. Like,
I love that very much.
dandelion, they're like unkillable, and everyone is aware of this, and everyone's like, nah, I don't want a dandelion as my flower. It's like, are you kidding? Literally, that's the best representation of a grave cleric who, like, oh, you're dead? No, you're not dead. Dandelion. like that's so good. And so that was an aspect that I love. I think you played your character very, very well.
I am curious as to what Salos meant at the end.
Oh, yes. So, she presented you with the option to help someone in the future, basically. The very near future. Not as a reincarnation, but as a kind of assistance. So, specifically, she was referring to Ash, an NPC that you never got to meet, but was referenced several times, and the next age was actually named after. Ash was a reborn, which means that she had died in the City of Life and Death, in the promised City of Endeth, and because of the workings of that city, didn't actually die. She woke back up with some of her memory gone. In fact, she was almost as close to a murderous reborn, which have less than 20% of their memory remaining. They basically just turn into bloodthirsty traditional zombies. She had 21 to 25% of her memory that she kept. She was looked to be around 8 or 9. Absolutely terrifying, because she also had a 20 in strength. And it was a great time. But she was not very conversational. It seemed as though she didn't really maintain a lot of the memories that are necessary for communication. And specifically, your soul would have been kind of added to hers to complete her into being a full person in the next stage. So Ash was more able to go and actually wake up a lot of the people who had been saved after the apocalypse, but were not functioning. So between your soul, Salos's being and presence, Ash, I assume, kind of gets looked upon a little bit as like a new god. Because she would just stroll around, see people who were dead or dying, touch them, and they would just wake up. Which is thanks to your addition. Like, Ash doesn't have those powers originally. And that's basically what it is. And she may have some memories of who you are, and kind of your presence may be there to, like, guide and, like, assist her at some points in time. But you don't have, like, control of Ash's body or anything like that. And that's basically what Salos was just prepping for the future. Oh gosh, my whole body just popped.
I heard.
That was ow. Yeah, I would love to DM a game in the Age of Ash. Like, I've already thought of, like, some just really cool things, because it would be it's a very old world at this point in time that is starting at 0. So you get that kind of, like, oh yeah, no, this is the like old, like, traditional fantasy, like the world has been around for thousands upon thousands of years, but also the kind of more modern fantasy of this is a brand new world where no one knows how anything works and everything like that. Yeah. And I just think that's a super cool combination. Like, also, someone asked me, I think it was maybe Maz, I don't remember. Someone asked me if there were gods in this world anymore. As a general answer, no. It is a completely godless world in the Age of Ash. No pantheon, no big over-reliant, like, no monotheism. Like, they're gone. Which makes clerics super interesting. So if I were to ever run this type of game, I would have to think real hard about how clerics would work. I feel like they would probably just work closer to paladins in terms of lore,
Right. Mm-hmm.
where it's like, no, I just believe in healing people, and so I'm good at it.
Yeah.
Which I like better than gods anyway. Boo. Gods are the worst. They're terrible. Get them out of my game. But yeah, I was glad to finish the story. Pretty much everyone in the original party had died before the final. Yo, sup, Spaff? It's been a while, dog. I get so excited when Spaff joins.
I noticed.
But yeah, it was a good time. Most of the original party died before they even got to like the ending of the story, which was neat. Love that. But yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I think like honestly, that one shot was a huge like showcase of just your skills as a storyteller.
Well, thank you.
Because it was like it was so engaging, and I know that was a concern of it's like there's references you won't understand, there's so much history to it, but it's like something about knowing you were really good at giving the references in a way that we knew they were referencing something. And like in doing that, it almost added more depth to the world in that there is this reference that we don't know about, but it exists and it's real kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think that actually added to the story in a way.
Good. I'm glad that it wasn't just a bunch of people sitting there being like, "What's going on?
Well,
Who's
and it's
this?
also like,
Huh? This is terrible."
But it's also such a cool idea that I think a lot of people could actually benefit from doing something like this, because a lot of campaigns end early where you don't get to actually know the ending, you don't get to finish up the story kind of deal. And so I think that's something a lot of D&D players relate to, so being able to see it closed after like such a long period of time.
Pretty much every time that I see like one of the players that I haven't talked to in a long time, like in person, and we get to talking, we'll get on the conversation of D&D, and they're like, "Man, it sucks that we never got to finish that campaign." Like, "Oh, what was gonna happen? Blah 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 blah." And now I can just say, "Well, if you check out our VODs," and they can go check out what happened to their character, which was a lot of the fun for me is now I have a way to actually direct people and kind of tell them how the story ends. And I will say this has been one of my favorite one shots for me in terms of one of my favorite things, which is describing like lucid action and like scenery and stuff like that. Because one of my favorite things about watching or playing in Dungeons and Dragons is the way that DMs and players can describe things. A good example is if you've ever seen the Adventure Zone by my brother and me people, the McElroys. I think it's Griffin who DMs it. Incredible description, like beautifully described. You can envision it in your mind, and I love coming up with like good description for places and things. And I just think that's so fun, and just describing a world in like with good words. Sometimes you'll like hit a phrase and you're like, "Oh, that felt right. That felt good. I like that one." And that was a lot of this past one shot for me. Was I just got to describe how things look, and that's just fun for me. Even if it takes forever and everyone's like, "Oh my god, just get to the point." But yeah, it's and a lot of that I pick up from books, and I've been ruined from reading the Patrick Rothfuss Kingkiller Chronicles. Because, god dang, he's so good at it. He's just so good at it. And then I read them and I'm like, I'm gonna do that. But yeah, it was a fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. Thank you for being there.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me be there. Like, it was really, really cool. And because it's like, again, to be part of the ending to something so important to people, like, that was cool. Like, that was just a cool experience. Yeah.
Well, shoot. We've only got an hour and a half left. We only go over 30 minutes. But yeah, that's not good. Shoot. What do you think we want to do next week? Because my guess is that we won't be back with the main campaign next week. I think, like this coming Monday.
Right.
I can't guarantee anything, but I would like to think that we would be back the Monday after this Monday. I'd like to think.
I hope if we're not like starting, like we'll have. I'm thinking we're gonna have something related to chapter 2.
Yes, something related to chapter 2 2 Mondays from now.
2 Mondays from now.
Theoretically, I would love if we do decide to continue to do a the one shot for my new character. Could be next Thursday. It'll just depend. It'll depend on what we can all set up and what we can all do.
Yeah.
Get all situated and good to go. But theoretically, the week after this Monday, we'll be getting back to the main stuff. Maz has a fantastic discussion. Lydia,
yeah,
you've been running a game on your own time.
I started one, yeah.
With some peeps.
I've
heard bits and pieces about it. I want to know. Tell me about it.
Okay, so we just had our session 1. We had 2 character like intro one shots, but they were like duo one shots. So they were paired up, and then they did a one shot. And then this was, yesterday was their first like session all together.
Yeah.
And so basically, like, they all end up in this like wicked forest in my world that's like super dangerous, but like also super cool and holds a lot of magic in it. This world's a newer world, so not a lot of magic and stuff is figured out. Not a lot of things, there's not a lot of history on a lot of things, and what's there you don't know for sure if it's true or not. But
Maz is one of the players, if
yes,
those of you watching can tell.
Yeah, there's not a single like creepy bad thing in there at all, except for this really big like rift in the world. There's like this fissure that's opened up, and in this world, there's a lot of those opening up, just randomly throughout the world, and then they'll basically be opened to different kinds of like different planes, basically. And then kind of affect the area around it kind of deal. And then there's been this one, but nobody's really known what this one is opened up to. But there's like a lot of people are kind of sketch about magic. Like, magic is solid. Like, magic is good, but with magic comes what in this world is called dark matter. Ability. It's like, it comes with great responsibility. But yeah, there's this thing called like dark matter that basically accompanies with the magic of this world, which is like very the opposite. Yeah. Consuming, destructive kind of deal.
For matter can neither be created nor destroyed.
So yeah, so they're like
Full Metal Alchemist rules.
They're like conjoined here, like they meet here with this like fissure thing. They all got some thing to do with it, and basically one of my players' opening was there's a lot of dead bodies surrounding them
Mm-hmm.
for reasons.
Was it
And
Maz? I need to know if it was Maz.
it's not Maz.
Dang it. What's also sad is that apparently Maz didn't die in the first episode.
Maz didn't die.
I feel let down.
I'm proud.
Handskate, if you're here...
That's a hard thing to do.
If you're here, Handskate, what's the deal? I want to know. All right? I heard that promises were made. They were broken.
But yeah, these dead things, like, come back to life, and they have to fight them. And they end up fighting them, and then just chucking them into this, like, rift.
Just yeet them into the void.
They're like, ah! Like, because they'll just keep coming back. They're dead. They're going to keep coming back, kind of deal. So, like, so there's Pella, Maz, Hans, Wander. Those are my players. And Wander and Pella are, like, annihilating. Maz is off in a tree, like, with an occasional firebolt being like, I don't know how I feel about this. And then you have Hans' character who's just shoving these bodies, like, that have fallen after Pella and Wander destroy them into this rift thing. And then they're like, okay, well, what do we do now? Wander and Maz's character had an NPC accompanying them that was tied to their backstory stuff. And he kind of went missing in the forest, like, just, like, before all this happened. So they're like, we gotta find him, blah, 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 blah. And there was this kind of shadowy figure of the NPC, like, that was kept, like, trying to beckon them over, kind of deal. And they're like, this is sus. That's a
bad time.
But we gotta find him, you know.
So you've got a white van and candy situation.
Oh yeah.
Where you're like, okay, I know the risks,
but
hear me out.
Free candy. End up, like, following, and this figure they do find is Malmol, who's the NPC's name.
Oh my god, did he
it's
get
him.
His shadow
like,
stolen?
It's him walking, but they're still like, this is sus. And they get to a certain point, and then this NPC just kind of, like, hides a little bit, and is, like, still watching them, but looks very nervous, very scared, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're still a distance away.
Following me?
They're like, why are you here? But they get closer and they see another Malmol now on the ground.
Oh no.
And
who's the real
injured,
Malmol?
blah, blah, blah. And so they go to help. They're like, ready to, like, fight this one hiding. And the poor one hiding is just like, and doesn't talk. Hans' character can, like, telepathically link, and so telepathically linked with them and was talking with them. They didn't say a lot, and they seemed really scared of Hans. And then, this I'm so excited about. Only Hans saw, they saw it change shape, like, change into a different person.
You mentioned this briefly to me.
Yes. They changed into a different person, and then they changed into Hans' character. And then Hans was the only one who got to see this, but then they showed their true form to Hans. Only Hans knows. And then they've kind of continued on to get Malmol some help, because he's injured, blah, blah, blah. Then there's also this other, like, NPC in the backstory that they're trying to track down, and it was great. It was a good time.
It sounds like it.
They named the NPC that can change shape.
The shapeshifter NPC?
His name is Noname.
Oh, okay. I saw that previously. Someone was like, Noname. Well, no name is what it looks like. But,
yes.
Yes.
He didn't have a name.
Yes.
He didn't have a name, and I was like, I'm gonna let my players name it. And then the opportunity came, and they're like, we could name it this, or this, or this. all right, let's keep moving on. And then it just got to the point that I was like, so no name. And then I think Miss Pella was like, no name.
No
And
name.
then their name's no name now.
That's fantastic. There was a thing that I was going to say, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was. And that's a real shame, because it was going to be hilarious.
Oh, and then I have like a voice effects thing I got to use
Yes.
too.
You told me about that as well.
That was so fun.
Every day I'm more scared of you and Grant. With your voice changers and fancy doohickeys and things, thingamabobs and whatchamacallits. God, I'm old. But yeah, according to your players in the chat, it sounds like you did a fantastic job.
I was so nervous. I was like...
Makes sense. Oh, please, Ryan, please don't encourage them. Please. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for weekly updates. This is a section on Table Scrap where we talked about Lydia's game, and I'm excited to hear it every time, all the time.
I'm so excited to spill secrets after this, Aaron.
What is the most out of context spoiler you could give? Like, if you were to just say a thing, like one sentence to one word.
Okay.
You got it.
Oh gosh.
I'm just expecting you to say something like Jarep. And they're like, what? And you're like, that's all I can say. But then, like, 3 years later, you're going to be like, yes, Jarep steps around the corner there. Oh my god.
Oh gosh.
Pressure. Peer pressure. Pushing down on me. Pressing down on you. No man is for. Under pressure.
That one. I feel like that one would be too obvious to them. Okay, yeah, okay, I got one.
So tell alone what this world is about. Watch yourself go pressing and let it out. You keep going.
Like one word, Oracle.
Nice. Spoilers.
Spoilers. But, yeah, there's like an out of context quote they got for me because I had the voice effect thingy on, and it's this weird, like, echoey, alien-esque sounding thing, and I couldn't get my mic to work, so I just slammed down on my desk and to get it to pick up my audio. And I don't know what it sounded like.
The good old days.
Right! It was a throwback. But it was, Slam's keyboard and scary voice.
Lydia, I'm afraid they're saying that they're on to you.
See, they don't know what that means, though.
I like it.
There's multiple things that could mean.
Also,
I'm interested to see what they think it means.
Lydia, I know that you're incredibly good at this, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Okay.
Make sure to keep your DM notes all in the same thing.
Okay.
And it's very important because if in 3 years all of your players decide to move and you have to then wait another 4 years to finish your campaign, you're going to have to dig through 17 different notebooks to figure out who one of your characters' names was. And then eventually you have to call all of your players to try to see if they can remember what the name of that character is. And then the one person who only takes notes, like, once a year is the one who answers you. And then you just hope that they're right. Because let me tell you, I did not do that. I did not keep all my notebooks I did not keep all my information in the same notebook. And that's what I had to do. It was literally I was in the voice chat like late one night. You were there for some of it, I think. One of the times. and it must have just sounded like pages because I had like 4 notebooks around me. I had this notebook. I've had this notebook since like sophomore year of high school or something like that. And it's in danger, but I've kept like every important Dungeons and Dragons thing I've ever done in this book. But then eventually I went to college, and this was a college notebook, and at least one of the sections in there I kept D&D stuff in. And then there was another year in college where I kept some of it in this notebook across random pages that I would do in the middle of macroeconomics. Then there's this notebook.
Oh my god.
That there's some things that I think this is like an older one than the first one, but I used it less. And then I think there was another one somewhere around here. Oh yeah, there's a blue one down there that I kept some things in. And then I had to transfer all into this one, which I just got a little while ago.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Well, I take digital notes, so... Well, for DMing.
Yeah, oh, that's the other thing. I used to as well. On my high school created Google account that got deleted because I'm no longer in high school.
Oh no.
So a bunch of like maps and notes that I took were just completely erased from time and space.
Oh no.
Also, thank you for the subscription. Oh, that's not for your 3-month streak. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, and Handskate got very angry because this the blue one that I mentioned, at the front of it is the original notes for the old campaign in Marith, and then in the back of it, this is Tarak.
Oh my gosh.
So I have like probably around 7 to 8 different campaigns that I've played in or DM'd for, all in the same notebook, and none of them are in chronological order. I just found that there were extra empty pages and decided that I would use those pages for it.
Here, these are what my notes look like. Hold on.
Man, note taking. It's a skill that I just don't have.
These are my notes.
Sick. Look how they look so good.
That's from session 1.
I don't even understand how you are able to take notes at the same time as doing anything else.
Pretty much all of my notes are made before the session, and then I have like fill-in information of what they do spots.
I couldn't do it. I would
So it's
forget.
like I really don't take notes during the session. Everything's kind of beforehand. I just add in little bits of information.
Let me tell you, the moment we stop playing, I forget everything that happened.
That's kind of how I'm very structured.
Ugh. Structure is my greatest fear.
With my sessions, where it's like I plan out all the paths.
Oof.
It sucks, but like
no, I can't. That's like some Matthew Mercer nonsense. No, I'm out. That's way too much.
That's fair.
I legit thought you lagged. You were so still there.
Sorry.
I was like, no. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what where your campaign goes. What you do with it.
I'm really excited for it. I'm excited. Can we talk about what you're wanting to do for?
I mean, look, that is your choice. Oh yeah. Oh shoot. Yeah, the in-person game. So, obviously, we've mentioned it time and time again. Lydia moved to Nebraska. She's currently living in Grant's family's house. Not forever though. Handskate, you scare me. Eventually we're going to move into our own house. Grant, Lydia, and I are all going to be living in the same place. We have a super nice house. I actually need to finish ripping up carpets today. I'm probably going to do that sometime towards the afternoon to evening, maybe just once I get off of table scraps.
We pulled up some carpets and it was really gross. Icky.
um, but once we have, once we're actually able to like live in the house and stuff, I'd like to start up a home game that's like in person because I haven't played like an actual campaign in person for years. Oh, and I have this super sick table that's just going to waste. And so I've kind of plotted out where I want the table to go and everything. And then with Grant, Lydia, and Mickey Joe CJR, as he's known on Twitch, and he streams on Twitch, you should go follow him. We're gonna start up a in-person Dungeons & Dragons game, which hopefully Grant can be there. I think it'll probably only run like once to maybe twice a month.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of scheduling and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna have to start. I still need to get on that Amazon wish list and stuff, but I'm gonna need to start acquiring more like minis and stuff that work with minis. Because I wanna. That's a hobby that I could get into. That's a hobby I want to do. That's so cool to me. Yeah, and we're going to be playing through. Oh geez, the Wander Beyond Witchlight.
The like carnival one.
Yeah. What's the name of it? Oh no. Wild Beyond Witchlight.
Yeah.
That's the one. Handscape, feel free to send me those places that you can get D&D stuff for cheap because
I already have character ideas. I don't know which one.
I know that you have many character ideas. Yeah, we've actually. It may be a little boring for you and Grant because you've already played a little bit of the Wild Beyond Witchlight at the beginning.
But it was still a blast though. It's a freaking carnival.
Let me tell you, Pele, I'm trying, but I haven't made an Amazon wish list because
here, let me add it to my list to help.
I'm a procrastinator, and also I don't know how. I think that y'all underestimate how bad I am with electronics, and it isn't just my fault. Lydia has witnessed today.
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
Programs and things on the internet hate me. Deeply. They deeply hate me.
Yeah.
Things that just work for other people just don't work for me. And there's nothing I can do about it, and it's sad. It is true, Ryan. I am it's the same. People, this is why there's so few images of me, is because when people try to take a picture with a digital camera, it turns blurry. I'm like a real life Bigfoot.
Here's the deal. When we were taking photos, like when we were here on the trip the last time, freaking, they're not blurry, but they are significantly warmer in color.
It's my presence affects cameras.
It was wacky.
Like even like Google images, like images from outer space, they have trouble focusing in on me. Like the government can't track me because they're like, actually it's easier for them because they just go to the one place in the world that has blur for no reason. That's me. Like, it's upsetting how much electronics hate me because I use them so often. And I enjoy using them, and they just don't want to help me. Like, let me help you. And they just, it's sad. But yeah, I will, I'll get on that Amazon wishlist because I know that there's just so many of my adoring fans that want nothing more than to give me them money and buy me things. That's how I'm gonna laugh from now on.
Okay. I can't do it. I tried.
Okay. I can't for the life of me remember who it is. I saw a clip today. And there's this, like, I think he's a British comedian, but he laughs in reverse. So, like, when I laugh, you laugh on the exhale, and he laughs on the inhale. Like, the inhale. And it's the like funniest thing I had ever heard. Like he was on some talk show or something with two other comedians. They were just roasting each other, and someone calls him out on something, and he laughs, and he's like, and they're like, do you really laugh like that? It was great. But oh man, yeah, I'll try with the things and the stuff, and we'll get Lydia on there too.
Aye.
Because in all seriously, I know a lot of you freaks out there just want to buy Lydia's stuff. So. Specifically the things that Lydia consents to and actually wants and just doesn't want to buy herself. Thank you very much.
I don't like where we've gone.
I don't know. I'm still here. I'm like.
But yeah, okay. So, how long do you think the Witchlight is gonna go?
Dog, I don't know until we decide that we don't want to do it anymore.
Okay.
I think
I know what I want to play.
I have like very few options. PSA, Aaron may not be the best. Yeah, I am a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 DM.
4 out of 10 DM. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. I am not the best. I'm 4 out of 10. There's at least people who are 6 levels above me. But yeah, I plan to run through the entirety of the book, but I also don't necessarily think that we have to stop once that book is done. Like I'm down to continue on with the same characters and either move into homebrew or a different book or anything like that.
Because that's what's gonna determine which character I play.
I mean, yeah, Ryan. It's in-house campaign. I'm down to run with the same characters for as long as you guys would like.
Okay.
Probably not too far past level 20. Like you eventually get to a point where I can only do so much.
Because I have 2 characters that.
Well, tell me about them.
I could do.
Do it.
Okay, so
we have an hour to fill, Lydia.
First one is Hobgoblin Ranger, because I really want to try out Ranger.
Question: long range Ranger or close range Ranger?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't like going into depth unless I'm like committed.
That's fair.
You know.
So Hobgoblin Ranger.
Hobgoblin Ranger.
Any idea of subclass? I'm interrupting you. Sorry.
Probably. Isn't there like a Fey Wanderer one?
Yes.
I wanted to go real Fey with this one.
Okay.
Because that's Wild Beyond the Witchlight one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like the things that they do.
But if this is gonna go like beyond that, I
mean, it probably will remain in like Fey stuff because like I won't deviate too far from the source material.
But another idea I had was a Divine Soul Sorcerer fairy, but instead of being like a buggy fairy, it's like a little like dove fairy.
Gotcha. Dual.
Because that's so cute.
It is adorable.
Right? And Divine Soul, and this is like, you know? But I don't know which one I want. I don't know which one I want to be.
It'll depend on, like for me, like when I decide on characters and stuff, it pretty much just depends on what the other people are doing.
That's my thing. Is I'm like,
like now both of yours, I suppose like the difference is magical versus martial, and then if you end up going martial, the question is long range or short range. All of which are fine. Honestly, if all of you yeeted into magical, I wouldn't have a problem either. That's just how I would choose. If it's like,
because they're both ones I really like. I haven't gotten to actually explore. I haven't gotten to really fully. I've explored Aberrant Mind Sorcerer, but I haven't done a lot with any other sorcerers.
Everyone champion fighter. I like the idea, Ryan.
And then Ranger, I haven't.
Also, we can spruce up Ranger if you go Ranger, because Ranger irritates the living daylights out of me for a multitude of reasons that are so incredibly fixable. Like, it's just, ugh. I don't want to get too far into it, because I always get too far into it, and then you look at me sadly, then I feel bad. Yeah.
I'm really like the little dove fairy.
Go for it. Play Little Dove Fairy.
But I also love the idea of just being a hobgoblin.
Then go with the hop.
But Aaron.
I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
Look, you pick your characters very differently from mine. I could care less about what they look like.
I'm
I
just
care about
expressing
what they
my
do.
distress.
Chat. What do you think?
No, don't make them decide.
Let me here. How do I? Is it an exclamation point poll? Or is it a slash? I think it's slash poll.
I don't want a poll.
Character. Bugbear.
It's not. It
Dove
literally
fairy.
isn't an option. Bugbear's not an option.
Wait, what was the first one?
It's hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin? That's pretty much the same one.
You're completely different options than the ones I
2
gave.
minutes start poll. Done. We shall let your fate be decided by the people.
No, they can give their opinion. But they don't decide my
Boo.
fate. Only I do. I'm Cather.
Boo. Boo.
Canonically can throw a ship.
Yeah, this whole time you were Cather. Oh, have we already talked about the difference in like things that players can do when I'm DMing versus when like DJ DMs?
No.
Oh my god. You mentioned throwing a ship. I'm so down. Thank you for the gifted sub, Sunrise. So like, I think we have talked about like when DJ DMs, the gap between gods and players is a lot higher than when I DM.
Uh-huh.
Like when I DM, there's not a whole lot of difference. I am absolutely the type of DM where you're like, I want to throw this boat, and I'm like, go on. And mind you, you're talking about like a galleon, like a pirate ship. And if you were straight up like on land and there was a boat, and you were like, I'm gonna throw this boat, I'm gonna at least tip it over, or push it a little. I may not let you throw it like a baseball, but like, dog, that sounds sick to me. I am in. And that's just a little fun part of my campaign that I'm really excited to look to see what you guys do in a long-term campaign of like as you get used to that more. If I ask Aaron if I can do a thing, he'll probably say give it a shot. And there is at least a chance for me. Okay, Dove Fairy won with an 83%.
Oh dang!
5 votes for it. I didn't let additional votes because I wanted your the decision given to you to be fair to the people. Because if you let additional votes happen, we know that Maz would ruin it.
Yeah.
I should have allowed additional votes, but only with bits. Made some money off of it.
No.
It's all about the money. I want the money. Give me the money now. But yeah, like, I love when players ask me for kind of absurd requests where they're like, can I for example, and you'll see it when I play as well. Hey DJ, I want to stop this boat from falling down this mountain with my bare hands. Like, I just want to stop it physically. That's like, I love that kind of stuff. I think it's so awesome. Thank you for the bits. Much appreciated. Hype train potentially on the way. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. You three are also some of the most creative players I have ever had as a DM when it comes to, hey, so I know that this is in the rules, but also, like, screw you, I'm not going to do that. And that's like you, Grant, and Ryan are very much that type of player, where it's like, look, I know that really easily I could do this thing that I know is allowed for me to do and that there are rules in place. Instead,
I want to do this.
Yeah, I want to use this fishing line to lasso a pterodactyl to carry me to the next village, because I know that the geothermic, like, wind air pressure will allow them to glide that distance by locking their wings like an albatross. And I'll be like, yeah, okay. Like, you're gonna need some rolls for that one, but I'm in. Like, we could just walk. Like, we bought a wagon. But how big is the bird? Can we lasso the wagon? Like, that's my jam. Also, thank you for starting the hype train, and for those of you who have donated said bits, which includes Deforestation, Maz,
also,
and Handskate.
By the way, it was pointed out to me today we're really close to 1,000 followers on Twitch.
Whoa!
We're, like, really close.
You mean that people have been following us even in this drought of content?
Hey, we're pretty wicked. We're almost there.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you everyone. Ooh, 997 making steps.
We are almost there. Now.
So I'm looking at, hey, you three right there. I'm looking at you. Looking at you right now. Get it together. This is your chance. You know who I'm talking to. You know who it is. I'm pointing at you right now. I'll do a Disney point right there.
If you want to follow, we'd really appreciate it.
No, you need to.
You don't need to,
I'm
but we'd like you to.
Listen, look, good cop, bad cop. Lydia's the good cop, clearly, in this situation, where she's like, do you want a glass of water? Do you want to, you look uncomfortable. Are you hungry or anything? And I'm like, you don't have the time to think about this. You could follow us right now. You could be the one. You could do it. It could be you. I don't care if you get water right now. This is not the time.
I'll get some water.
Oh, hello. Oh, geez. Is that Mike? I'm gonna call you Mike. If you don't want me to call you Mike, that's okay. Thank you. Let's not for the gifted subs. But also, Mike, hello. Welcome to the first time chat. What's awesome is the fact that you found us on Spotify.
Yo.
It's so good to hear someone from Spotify, because we have no way to communicate with Spotify people.
Yeah, we don't get any kind of stuff from Spotify.
It's awesome. We've been hearing a couple of people.
As in, Spotify itself, the app does not give us a lot of access to information.
I've seen a message in the Discord. Thanks, Maz, for plugging that.
So aggressive.
And then listen unprepared casters. That's super. Well, I'm gonna have to look them up, because if we're getting recommended off of unprepared casters, that might mean it's something that I don't want to watch. UNPREPARED casters. Awesome. Yeah, it's super awesome. Oh my goodness, you're on the Patreon. No one's on the Patreon. I'm so sorry.
Hey, don't be sorry. We've got stuff that's gonna come out.
Shoot,
You and I just need to work on that.
Sorry, this is great. All you chatters are hilarious. But yeah, it's super awesome to hear from the Discord and stuff.
You get it.
Our Discord has much more people than our Patreon, and it's pretty swanky if you ask me.
Honestly,
yeah.
Discord's the hot spot.
Discord is the hot spot. It's pretty rad. Sometimes we play Among Us.
I am refreshing this like crazy. I want us to get there so bad. Oh.
Wait, what am I deciding?
What's happening?
Matt says, I say let Aaron decide. What am I deciding?
I don't know. I'm going back.
Is it like you attach a wand to the tip of your rifle like a bayonet to cast spells?
Oh, okay. So here's the tea. So Hans was setting up a one-shot in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And Maz really wanted to attach a wand onto this like rifle as like the bayonet deal. And there's a real
There's a long debate. Also, Spaff is too good at Among Us. It should be illegal. But go on.
There's a freaking photo. I don't know where it went, but hold on, let me find it.
So I should ask: is the question, can I attach a wand to a bayonet, like a bayonet, to a rifle? Is that the question at hand? Because if the question is, can I attach a wand to a rifle, the answer is yes. Now the question as to whether or not you can still use that wand, that answer may change depending on who we are and what type of wand, what exactly you're doing with it. So, now if you're an artificer, are you using an artificer ability? Because the thing is, you may so it also depends on whether or not you're using the wand as your focus, which is an important thing from Straff, because you can use a wand without necessarily having it be your focus. Let me pull up a book. Welcome to Aaron Rules Lawyer. Dun dun.
Maz, can you DM me the picture?
If it's attached to the gun and I'm wielding the gun, am I not wielding the wand by proxy? Not necessarily. Because let me tell you, you could attach the wand to the gun. Could you activate the wand? That's the question. Because if you just want to just stab someone with a wand as a bayonet, I'm absolutely down. I got no problems with that. But
it's loading.
I could have sworn there was a thing.
This is the photo Maz edited together for it.
I'm afraid. Well, yeah. See, that's the... Now, the other question is, are you trying to also use the gun? As, like, are you trying to, like, shoot the gun and then also be able to cast spells through the wand? And is it a magic wand where it has spells imbued? Like, is it a wand of web?
No.
Or is
in
it
the cycle again.
Is it your spellcasting focus?
I just want to be freed from it.
Because there's a lot of details that I'm missing out on here that may or may not change things. Okay, it's the 5th level artillerist ability, the arcane firearm. Oh, okay. So if the question is, can I use the arcane firearm feature to turn this gun into a wand? And not even that, to turn the gun into a focus, I would say absolutely. That is totally acceptable because the stock is made of wood. And so you can just use your woodcarver's tool to carve special sigils into a wand, staff, or rod. I would consider the stock of a rifle to be akin to a rod of some sort. Carve the sigils into that, counts as an arcane firearm. Now, if you're asking, can I attach a wand of polymorph to a gun and still use the wand of polymorph? As long as it's in your attuned magic slots, I really don't care how you use the wand. If you wanting to fire the gun and have the wand activate at the same time, I'm going to say no, because they're separate things. But if you just want to carve some sigils into the stock of your rifle and call it a thing, that's fine. Or even just like, if you just want to stick, if the other thing is, you just want to take a stick, put it on as a bayonet, and that stick is like attached like a bayonet, and it has your 5th level ability, then sure, yeah. And if it's a gun-shaped wand, then you're good. Here's the thing: you can't do 2 things at the same time. But if it's an ability that is given to you, and you're already using a thing, call it good. That's what I'd say. Thank you for my input of Aaron Rules Lawyer. That's what I'm here for.
I'm just here.
That you're doing great.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. So okay. Now people are still confused as to this.
Oh no.
What I'm trying to say is that first off, there's a mistake in the definition of what a wand is. What you're making isn't a wand. What you're making is an upgraded arcane focus. If your arcane focus is a gun, like it is that, then yes, it works. You're not making a wand. You're making a focus. An upgraded focus. Thank you for my time here on the Paper Dungeon Rules Lawyer. Dun dun. This is my section on the show where someone asks me a question and then Lydia gets scared because I talk a long time about it and then draws a thing or writes a thing. Then I feel guilty. Man, good time. Lydia, we still have like 40 minutes. I swear this was easier when we started. That's a stick person. That's my eyes aren't good enough for this, Lydia. I can't read.
Snaz with magic gun.
Nice.
Pew, pew.
Talk about a random god spawn. Oh, geez. Would you guys ever consider a West March style campaign? The answer is yes. I would have to know what West March means first. Because I have no idea. But I would consider anything. That's deforestation. That's not a bad concept for a campaign, or not even campaign, but just like a little thing to do on the side. A talk show hosted with us as our characters. Oh, multiple DMs and groups, same setting.
Like
yes,
our main campaign characters?
Yeah, main campaign characters is just a talk show.
I just debated trying to do Renaya's accent, and it's not here anymore.
Hello! Tis I, Renoya!
It is I, Renoya!
But yes, Spaff, actually, the Nico Muris was originally supposed to be like that. When DJ and Ryan were first making it, they were both going to be running in the same world 2 different groups. And then they may eventually connect and overlap and things like that. But yeah, I would also love to run a campaign like that. I would need to know more people. Like, oh yeah, oh shoot, Lydia. What if because you've been hanging out in like hell for so long that your accent has changed. You come back, you're like, oi!
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 I've been in
Get
hell.
over here!
I don't think I like that.
You just speak in Abyssal the whole time.
I, just guttural noises.
Like, Mom.
Oh my gosh.
I would love that so much.
I know some cool stuff going on. I'm excited. I do need to message DJ eventually because I've still got some details I need to know.
Mm-hmm. I'm all set.
Well,
I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I am living right now.
Oh my god. Renaya just rolls up this bibble. That's disgusting.
Oh man. So strangely enough, Mike. Also, if you don't want me to call you Mike, please tell me what you would like me to call you.
I think they said Mike was right.
I wasn't looking.
Come on,
I'll be honest. My eyes are so bad that at this distance from my screen, I can barely read the chat. That's how bad I see. But that inhaled, scary demon noise that I make doesn't hurt my voice at all. I can do that forever. I just have bad lungs. Fear me. Just the whole time I could do it. Days, hours. It's a Dutch name and it's hard to pronounce in English. I am always down to learn pronunciations. So if you want to put the phonetic pronunciation in chat, I will respond as such. If you don't want to go to that effort, I will call you Mike. I spent 2 whole days with a friend of mine in college who was a transfer student from somewhere. I can't for the life of me remember where. And they just spent 2 days explaining to me the correct way to pronounce their name, pretty much. I can turn us up. Please feel free to tell us if we are too low or too loud or anything. But yeah, I love learning pronunciations of things, of names and words.
What if Renaya just rolled up like this?
Whoa, that was aggressive. Whoa. Oh my gosh. I would prefer not. That was terrifying.
Sorry about that.
Okay, hold on. I've got to do some research. I'm going to Google Translate. Give me a second. Lydia, stall for time.
Oh, okay. We can look at all the
Also,
different
your mic's
voices I can
super
do.
bubbly now, still.
Ugh, frick! Hold on.
Shoot. Now I have to stall for time. Sup, gang? Google.
Okay, is it better now?
Yes.
Okay.
Google
Then we
Translate.
can't look at all the different voices I can do now. It's being whack. So,
Happens, and we need
welcome
Dutch.
to the part of the show where Lydia stalls for time. Today, I'm going to be talking about,
Oh, shoot.
I'm going to be playing in a new campaign here soon. Literally tomorrow, I get to do my character intro one shot.
And is it recorded?
pretty
Is it
cool.
live?
It's gonna
Is it
be
just for fun?
It'll be recorded. I don't know if the one shot's going to be recorded, but the actual game is going to be streamed. And I'm super excited. I get to play a paladin. And she's really, really cool. And we put together like Pinterest boards of our characters with like photos and stuff. But in mine, I also included some of the like meme text things that I thought were very vibey with my character. I'm gonna read through those here in a second once I get it pulled up because I think they're funny. let's see. First one we got is stop being so defensive. I'm just trying to hit you with weapons. Another one is the fact that people can see me makes me kind of uncomfortable, not gonna lie. Another one is I accidentally showed some weakness earlier today. It was disgusting. I would not recommend it. Another one is I'm like 104% tired. And another one, whispers in my coffee cup, help me.
I'm sorry, what is this?
These are things that I think fit the vibe of my character on my Pinterest board.
Oh, okay. I was listening to the pronunciation of this name in Dutch.
I'm stalling for time.
And I'm not sure. Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to know. I heard you were stalling. I didn't know what you were talking about, so I figured I'd ask. So, and please tell me if it's still wrong, and I will find a different. It sounds very similar to Mike, but it's like Mike. I don't know if it's an or an I don't know the Mike. But the way that they say it is so slow. So I don't know if you're supposed to. It's like Mike, and I'm like, is that the speed that you should say it at? Is that like? When you were speaking in Dutch, and you say the sentence, like you're like speaking normally, and then there's a really slow moment when you say the name, and it's like Mike, with an Micah. Oh, it's like Micah, but like a longer Micah. That's cool. Man, language is neat. That's literally, I put it into Google Translate and it goes Micah, and I'm like, okay, I know that there's two A's. Okay, that's awesome. I'll try to remember that. If I blow it, please remind me. Micah. Gotcha. God. Okay, I'm there. Micah. 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 I'm gonna say it longer and wrong. I apologize. Names. They're cool. Mine's lame. I wish that my name, because it had two A's, people would say it Aaron. Like that's how I wish.
Aaron.
That ruined me. That Key and Peele bit is the bane of every person who has one of those names.
Hey, I mean, at least you didn't get corn stapled onto you.
Hey, Lil Starch is sick. Like, I hope that once like Drew and Grant and start like releasing music, I want a rap feature of Lil Starch, where it's just you.
I'm in.
Yeah, I want it, and it's super. I want it to be super. Oh geez, what's the name of it? Like auto-tuned, like you just rapping, but with aggressive auto-tune.
Spaff is so aggressive towards me.
A real hoocher and proud to have corn stapled to him. Oh man. Yes. You are a failure of a Midwesterner.
Look, Spaff's just jealous because I'm free.
Oof. You're not free. You're worth a lot more than that. Never doubt yourself. Put
Thanks,
value
Aaron.
on the name, Lydia. Your net worth goes up. You're like a brand. Oh, man.
Oh my gosh. What do we do now?
Okay, so
I'm gonna eat some of my cookie.
So Maz pointed out a thing that made me think of another thing. Oh shoot, Lydia, you and Spaff have rap beef now?
Okay, here's the deal. I took him down.
Oh my god. Oh, whew.
I took him down and I got him kicked off the ship. Just saying. I did.
I don't know what to say, Spaff. You know I got your back, but like...
Got a good point there.
But like from a distance. But anyway, Maz mentioned that you could get sneak attack with a rifle because it is a dex ranged weapon. other cool things. So with the release of a little book called Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, they brought out a couple of cool things for pretty much all the classes. So like they got additional things like Paladin can switch out fighting style, or Fighter can switch out fighting style at level 4. Monks got a pretty cool thing called Dedicated Weapon that you can choose to bring in, which says when you finish a short or long rest, you can touch one weapon, focus your ki, and then count that weapon as a monk weapon until you use this feature again. It must be a simpler martial weapon, you must be proficient with it, and it must lack the heavy and special properties. So theoretically, you could gain proficiency with a gun. Like there's ways to do like really easily. Like there's like some races and feats that can do that. So you could just have a monk with a gun. Right? Like that's I'm right about this. And I think that's underrated. Because you know how many cool movie stuff you could do with just monk with a gun? Neo. Straight up, like the new John Wick movie that has Donnie Yen. Also excited to see that. Jackie Chan in Rush Hour. That's so sick. You could straight up, you know the movie? I don't remember which one it is, but they curve the bullet by just twisting the gun real fast. That's the stuff I'm talking about. You're like, please, just a monk that does a sick backflip, lands and goes, bang, and then the bullet curves around a corner. This is the coolest thing in the world. Jason Bourne, I would consider as a monk with a gun. Basically any action movie in the past like 15 years could be just relegated to I am a monk with a gun. Captain America doesn't use a gun, but he did in the war. So like monk with a gun and a shield? Put me in, coach. I'm just saying. It's way cool. Winter Soldier. Monk with a gun and a robot arm. Have an artificer make you a robot arm, get a gun, take levels in monk. Winter Soldier. Lydia's upset and scared. Because you fear the monk with a gun. And I would too. I don't know who wouldn't. Yes, Lydia, that is a very solid question from Mez. First off, do you have enough snacks to share with the class? Second off, I noticed that your shoulders are uncovered today. Which I don't know if that follows school dress code. And this is the third time I've had to bring it up. So for those of you who don't know, I have been calling a dress code on Lydia for like 3 weeks of just me bringing... And Lydia, I'm not sure if that dress is long enough. That's above knee level. Oof. Gonna have to
Aaron,
bring you up on that one. Yeah? I'm wearing a hat. I know I'm breaking regulation.
I'm so upset with you.
We're gonna have to
You're bringing back like
yep
freaking flashbacks, dude.
We're gonna have to institute a school uniform for the paper dungeon. We're on a stream where it's just going to be like must have a tie tied in this knot.
But if we're gonna do it accurate, it can only apply to me.
Yes, absolutely. So someone has to briefly bring it up to me and be like, Aaron, I noticed that you're not wearing the school jacket, and I'll just be like, I forgot it at home. but I'm streaming in my house. And they're gonna go, okay, yeah, whatever. Yes, so those of you who are new here, I am the villain of the paper dungeon.
You're not the
I
villain.
am
You
the
just
villain of
want
the
to
paper
be.
dungeon. I have to be the worst. Also, so what I think it isn't that the door is moving. The window in front of Lydia's setup faces a road, and the light bouncing off the cars makes it look like the door moves.
Y'all are freaking me out. Look, here's the deal. There's been rumored that there's a ghost in our new house, and I've talked so much to Grant about this, Aaron. I don't know if we've had conversations, but
Very
basically,
brief
here's the
ones.
deal. Freaking Grant, I'm terrified that Grant is going to set this up like a horror movie and be like, ghost, blah, 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 blah. And then it's going to come and murder me in the night to try to prove its existence to Grant. And that's not fair to me.
If it... So, well, okay, so I want you to know, first off, this is... if it does kill you, we're charging it rent. And it doesn't get your room. So it's just gonna... It's gonna have it... But it's... Look, can't stay there if it's not paying rent. Like, as long as we don't fully know that it exists, it's fine. Like...
Grant's like, ghost. And I'm like, Grant, I swear, you're setting this up like the beginning of a horror film.
I live in the basement, Lydia.
Well, and I'm like, here's the deal, Grant. You're gonna be all in this ghost's face. It's gonna possess Aaron and then murder me.
You think a ghost could possibly withstand the weight of my soul? Dog, it tries to possess me and it goes, there is way too many things in here. It tries to possess me and it gets beat up. I possess the ghost, dog.
I just don't want Grant to meme on this ghost.
You see, here's the thing. If Grant memes on the ghost, it kills Grant.
That's what you think.
No, it will. No, because, like, I almost kill Grant on a daily basis. I know how these ghosts work, alright, Lydia? let's just leave it at there. Look. Grant walks up and he's like, oh, ghost, and then it'll probably, if anything, it possesses you to kill Grant. Which means that you don't get off for free because you'll be charged for murder. Because no one will believe that you were possessed by a ghost.
That's not fair, still.
But you live. And then again, you're an eldritch being. It can't possess you.
I wouldn't say it would possess me.
Wait, well, so what? You're just gonna kill Grant by yourself? Which I would respect.
Look, okay.
Yeah. See, here's the thing.
Yeah, how would this
If
work?
a ghost kills Grant, we're still charging it rent, right? We can't live in that house,
right?
If we can't afford it. We only have 2
Yeah.
people. So, Marshall, you are welcome to also charge it rent. That is allowed.
Okay.
We should probably find out this ghost's name though, if it's really there.
I know, that's kind of where I'm at.
Like, what if the whole doors opening and closing, is actually trying to like communicate in Morse code?
Also, the doors in our house just aren't great.
No, the doors are not. I can barely open the doors myself. I would love if the door would help me out. If, like, the ghost would help me out.
The ghost would help you with the door?
Because, like, I recently showed my mom the house.
Oh my gosh.
And I almost couldn't get in.
Wait, but Ryan, no, it wouldn't be Kyle, because Kyle's the spider ghost here.
Oh, yeah. Well, because you killed it, finally.
Because he bit me.
Finally. Wouldn't have gotten to the point of biting you if you would have killed it preemptively.
Look. That's a bad way to approach things.
So if you
Kyle's
haven't
bound
heard
to
this
me.
story, Lydia's had a spider in her room
Okay,
previously
okay.
several times,
Here's the
and
deal.
she
So I
keeps
get here.
picking it up and just putting it in the hallway.
No, listen. There's more.
Then it hurts her and she kills it.
I don't like to kill bugs. A lot of bugs freak me out, but I don't like to kill them because it makes me sad. Because I'm like, you're so tiny. Like, that's an unfair advantage. So, like, I'd protect anthills at recess. I love freaking bees, man. Bees are fuck. Wasps, burn in hell. But bees are cool. Um, and I get here. We're moving here, and I'm staying in Grant's family's house for a little bit. I'm in a guest room. I go to bed my first night. There's a spider in my bed. I'm like, buddy, nah, take me out to dinner first. So I scoop him up in a cup and I dump him in the hallway because I didn't want to go outside because I didn't want to wake anybody up. Then he comes back in. This continues for several nights of me putting him in a cup and then just chucking him in the hallway.
Like, you didn't even put him outside.
I mean, look, if he has residency here, I can't. I mean, he was here before me.
Show me the lease, Lydia.
Dude, he was here before me. Look, I'm like, this is for him to take up with Grant's parents, you know. So I put him in the hallway. I'm like, their room's that way, like, and then there's one night I saw him on the wall, and I was like, ugh. I don't trust that, but I'm gonna leave you there. And then I woke up with a spider bite, and I was like, Kyle, next time I see you, it's go time. And I saw him, and I squished him.
Nah. Look, the death of one spider is not going to affect a grand, like, ecosystem. Look, spider, if you are in front of me and I see you, you die.
No, see, only if it's a threat, you know.
Lydia,
Am I like?
So also the whole like, oh, you're so small, it's an unfair advantage. Do you know the sheer number of creatures in this planet that are infinitesimally smaller than you but could kill you in half a second?
Yes, I understand.
So that is definitely just not it's not even a point of question.
But the spider, with spiders, I'm like, look, you take care of mosquitoes. I hate mosquitoes.
Yes, mosquitoes could also kill you.
I know. Mosquitoes, I can be like, go away.
In fact, mosquitoes might be one
I'll
of the biggest causes of death in the world.
Mosquitoes, bad. I agree. But spiders also agree. The enemy
and as I would kill
friend.
a mosquito, I would also kill a spider.
See, I'm just like, here's the deal. If I can scoop it up and take it somewhere else, I'll do it.
Look, eventually bugs just realize if I don't see you and you're not in front of, like, sometimes I'll even see a bug, I'll be like, don't care, because it's too out of my way. But if you are just in general in front of me and you're a bug and I see you, I'll just kill it.
And
doesn't matter.
You're totally allowed to.
Like, it's just solves so many problems. Because the bugs, I'm sure that there are so many bugs around me that I just don't see. And I have no problem with them.
I mean, like,
Zero issues.
I just personally don't like killing bugs.
Well, good for you.
Thanks.
Yeah, this is just a really drawn out way to say that if there is a ghost in the new house, killing any of us causes more trouble for you than it does for us. So
yeah, we should probably say that in the house.
Oh, it knows.
Oh, okay.
I've touched souls.
Okay.
And it left weeping.
If I put Kyle in Grant's room, I think I would have just turned Grant into my enemy. And look, I want to cause chaos with Grant. I don't want to.
I do. I'm ready to throw down with that kid.
I don't want to be the chaos.
Meet me by the bike racks, bro. Like, dog. I feel like me and this ghost. I feel like the like Batman versus Batman movie. where Batman's like the evil Batman's like, "Don't you understand, Bruce? We're the same. We neither of us can beat the other." And then the Batman looks at him and he's like, "There is one difference. When the two of us both looked into the void, you blinked." And he just like punches him in the face. That's me and the ghost. Like, the ghost tries to possess me, and it gets there, and it's like, "Wow, bro, but dog, seriously?" And I'm like, "It's your time," and my soul strangles it to death. Like,
oh my god!
Look, you've already died once. It's time for me to finish the job. And I just sink it in cement and throw it in the river.
See, I don't get why a ghost would possess me.
Lydia, have you looked in the mirror?
Yeah, and I have the strength of a stick bug.
Well, yeah, but your hair is bopping today.
It's in a ponytail.
Yeah, it looks
Not
great.
bopping. Thanks.
I put my hair in a ponytail all the time. I just look like a homeless person who managed to find a ponytail on the ground.
See, like, okay, so real deal is like I think a ghost would find me useless to possess. A demon, however, could do a lot.
Yeah, difference. So here's the thing. If I'm a ghost,
I'm not open to that.
If I'm a ghost, possessing you is in general a step up.
I mean, yeah, because like you get a physical form deal.
And if
but
I'm a ghost,
I can't do much.
You gotta take what you get. All right.
But when you have you and Grant available,
if a ghost possesses me and it manages to succeed, it has a maximum.
You're off the board. Okay,
it has a maximum lifespan.
It with your soul.
No. But if it overpowers my soul,
okay,
it has a maximum of like 20 years.
Well, I mean, they won't like possess you forever, you know.
So like what? But so like how long is the possession here?
Just enough to get the job done, whatever the job is.
What if the job is not being a ghost?
Do you think ghosts?
If I was a ghost and I was like, "Dog, I just don't want to be a ghost anymore," and the three of us were in our house, I would choose you first. Because the option is possessing me or Grant. And what are you going to do? Improve me? I've tried. It doesn't go very far.
I don't know, man. I got a lot of stuff happening around me at all times.
And yes, deforestation. I always look like a homeless person who just hasn't found a ponytail holder yet.
Here's the deal. I think Grant would be the prime.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Because you get
then you also have the thing
hipster
like,
look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the hipster look. You get the cool LEDs.
Weak ankles,
but a rockin' computer setup.
Yeah, just an absolute race car, as Grant says.
And then me, like.
Dog, Spaff is going in, Lydia.
What is Spaff? What's Spaff?
The job is beating you in Among Us. Ghosts sure aren't picking Lydia.
Okay.
Yeah. Get lit.
Look. You can keep projecting your insecurities on me. I'm used to it. Oh no.
She pulled the Gen Z move and just went right for the feels. Well, you're probably depressed, so...
I hope you have a good day.
I hope that you
it.
solve that problem, because you're a better person than you give yourself credit for.
I saw one thing that was, like, straight up, like, if somebody ever says something mean, you just go, "Are you okay?"
Like, it hurts. It cuts deep. Like
for real, though, Spaff. Are you okay?
Like, this is the like... It's rough, because then, like... It's just tough. It's just tough, you know?
I know.
Because, like, you go to insult someone, and then you're like, yeah, fire back, and they're like, they just hand you a card for a really good therapist, and you're like, shoot. I am that... Like, I don't want to say thank you, because screw you, but, like, you got me. Like, that's tough to deal with. I miss the days when I was growing up, and you would just throw some fire bars, And then the person will turn back to you and they'd be like, oh, you don't want to throw down. And then they just throw back some more fire bars. And then at the end of the day, you shake hands and go to McDonald's. Now you have to have a crisis. Every single time you're like, I think your face is dumb. And they look at you and they're like,
See, but here's the deal,
That's a valid
Spap. Like,
criticism.
I'm not a buzzkill. I just want to be your friend.
screw you. You suck. Gross.
I want to go. I want us to like. Have
Every
fun.
party needs a pooper, and that's why we invited you. Hey, gang. It's been an hour and 52 minutes. I have been having a blast. Yeah, 8 minutes left. Ryan, shut up. I'm an aggressive rounder. All right. So yes, obligatory end of stream plugs. I'll get fired if I don't say them. We have a Discord. If you're not in it, you should be. It's really awesome there. Join. We'll talk and hang out. It's great. We have social medias: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Keep an eye on them because we will be picking them back up post haste. I can't give an exact date, but you'll know as long as you keep an eye on them whether or not we have. We have a website with a merch store on it. Don't click the link in the chat because it's still wrong. You need to add an E and properly spell dungeon correctly. Lydia also has a store where she sells merch with her art, and you can join a commission wait list because Lydia is just that popular.
I'm almost done with the wait list.
So
The commissions will be open soon.
You can extend it.
Okay.
If you want to support us, you can. Streamlabs, Ko-Fi, Patreon. More Patreon stuff coming out soon. I apologize if you're on there right now because it's kind of funny sometimes.
We got some stuff going.
Yeah, we got some things. Also, just tell your friends. Oh, hold on, nice. Tell your friends. Join us in stream. It's really cool. I had to allow a message, but I think Maz beat me to the punch. As that or you, it's one of the two. Cowards was blocked, Maz, because we don't allow them here. It's courageous people only. Cowards get out. Seriously though, big respect for cowards.
Oh my god.
Yes, I'm the villain. Handskate, it's in my prerogative. Thank you everyone for stopping by. I've had a good time. I need to go pull up some carpet though, and probably get some food. Lydia, you hungry? Do you want to eat? You hungry?
I have half a giant cookie.
God, where do you even get that?
Pizza Hut.
Shoot.
Because you didn't
That means
get me to get food yesterday, so I had to get delivery.
I was like, hey, can you wait for like an hour? And you were like,
Dude,
no.
I hadn't. But the problem was, I was on a call with Hands talking about this. I was like, I hadn't eaten at all.
Neither had
and
I.
My tummy was saying otherwise. I was like, I cannot wait an hour, otherwise my stomach is going to eat all night.
And it was like 30 minutes.
Yeah, but you said an hour.
I know, I always give the worst case scenario.
But you gave an hour, and I'm like, I can't wait an hour.
I hadn't eaten yesterday either.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I needed to take care of myself.
I respect that, but I'm still sad about it. And now I have to go eat alone again. You know how sad it must look to people?
Aaron!
I show up there, I'm like, hey, yeah, just a table for one.
Aaron, you literally sat in a hallway in the dark to avoid people.
I know. Well, yeah. Sometimes I like to eat with people. In general, guess what, Lydia? I enjoy being around you.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, So now I'm just gonna go. I don't even know where I'm gonna eat, but I'm gonna sit there and be sad.
Well, like today?
Huh?
Like today?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I'm chill to go hang out with you while we do carpet and you eat. I just have my cookie.
In that house yet? It's disgusting.
Well, not in the house, but
hey Ryan, what are you doing? You want to go get some food? Ryan, I'll go pick you up. We can go get some Taco Bell.
Aaron, I'm saying I want to come with you.
Well, maybe I'll do. Maybe both of you will hang out. It'll be fine.
I'm down.
Great. I'm excited. I'll go
Wow.
pick you all up, and we
There's
can
so
go
much
get
aggression
food.
towards me today.
Good. You should get used to it. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me yell at my friends for leaving me alone when I go to get food all the time. And then I look like a sad person. I look like a sad, angry, lonely man.
Aaron.
Sitting in the middle of a Mexican restaurant at 11:30 at night.
Okay, but here's the deal.
Eating
Grant
a
and I have been like,
foot-long
hey,
Coney
Aaron, do you
hot
want to
dog.
join us? And you're like, no, I'm going to go eat alone.
I don't remember ever specifically saying that.
Well, not that wording, but you were like, no, I'm eating alone right now. I'm not going to hang out.
On the days when I feel like eating alone, I just go get food.
Yeah.
And you should do the same when you go feel... When
You
you're like,
can't-
oh, I don't want to eat with people. Which is why I'm saying I respect it, but I also invited you later that night, and you were like, no.
Because I already gone.
No, I eat once a day.
Aaron, end stream so we can go hang
Fine.
out.
It's been a blast. Good luck and Godspeed, everyone. We'll see you next time, Dungeoneers. It's been a great time. Goodbye, everybody.